we can be more responsible on our end for this to grow in a true way, and I just want to miss anything, and every way, and how can we welcome new people to this without people being intimidated of what we're doing here. Because the first contact seems to be a little bit, people don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we need to make people prepare with I think the best part is recordings and the DVDs and the personal experiences, what the changes are in you, already happening in you, and that way the people know what is you're talking about as for somebody, and also with very open heart, like not to think about like we're gonna lose our space. It's not about losing anybody's space. It's like more you welcome, actually you are more true to your own inner self. And even you guys losing, you have no time for the connections. It's perfectly fine. It's just the main reason is you come and be present in the meetings. And it's just a lot happening. It's which mind don't understand. And but slowly person to realize there is so much changing even without doing or without making even any effort about it. And we need to, like, everybody need to open up and see their, the people know each other's qualities, and whoever have that quality to more welcome even coming to the meeting to the new person, because the new person doesn't know what is happening because it's too quiet and too intense here, and it really for the new person is not comfortable environment. So if the person is with an open heart standing even in the entrance to welcome and make comfortable and show what is happening. And
Yeah, how, just to add on to that, how each one of us personally can be, how can we help?
Yes. Yeah, don't hold it back, like, or somebody is organizing, it's that person's duty. It's not that person is only duty. Is that person need to even open up more too, and welcome the new suggestions, and welcome other people where he can place the more people with a more friendly way. So because it's not for one person or two persons thing, it's about you all are asking me to be in this, and so you all can benefit equally. It's not one or two or three people's responsibility. It's everyone, each of you. Yeah. Because it's like if you guys have a pull and in personal way toward this, and you guys making it happen. It's like, for me, from my side, I don't have that. You guys are making it happen. I don't.
And this learning is for all of us, about all of us. And we are the ones benefiting from it. So always learning ahead of everything else in every way is very helpful to all of us. Because sometimes uh, even even the aspects when we are not learning can be intimidating to people, especially to newer people. And so when we do come here in the meeting, it's good to just be in the meeting once you come into the meeting room. And after the meeting, be in the meeting for as long as we can. Because it is a continuation. Retreat is like that. Right?
Yeah, even everybody need their own space too in this. Even after the meeting, it's not like meeting is done. I even mentioned before, because it's so much happening here, and the person is so soaked in every way, and the person need to be in that with longer time. So it needs space. The person need its own space for a little bit. So you each one of you respect each other's space, and even learn from that we also can stay in that space too.
One suggestion came, I think Sandra mentioned it, other people have expressed earlier in the past few months as well, that the first contact with Gurpreet is probably best through the audio-video part of the website, because in your own comfortable space you can see and hear what it's all about. And we'll in the future put some DVDs on the website so people actually can feel comfortable prior to coming here that what it's all about.
Yes.
I'm done. Thank you.
Good morning. Well, being so new, I would have lots of questions. One of the things I'm wondering about is, do you continue to work with us when we are not in retreat? And what is it that is happening when I was sitting in the chair and I feel that very deep energy, that very deep connection with you? I'm sure this is an old question for everybody else, but what is happening?
Good for the new people.
What is happening then when you're working with me, and then do you continue to work with
It's
me?
When I'm here in the meeting, it's intense work being done, and where the connection is more deeper. It's a much personal for you, just for you that time, and plus with everybody else too, though. But for you, that time is for you. It's happening, and after the meeting, how dearly you stay in that connection, how much pull you have toward where I'm coming from. That make it continue help from your side. More you stay connected from your side, more it helps you. And when you are sitting here, it's everything. It's that's the space I'm coming from, and but that space from your side is going to continue to change as you grow, as you drop your more walls, and you're able to see me and also recognize you at the same level. Continue, and everybody have their own different experiences. It's because of their own levels where they are. And that continued change, it doesn't really stay that one experience or one realization, one thing. It continue change because you continue grow in this. And it's not just one thing.
I've been waking up around 5-ish and not feeling just feeling a presence. And although I have a deep spirituality already, there's this just this feeling that I'm reconnecting into something, and so I just feel like it's you because I've been here so much this week and enjoying it very much, and so thank you. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. The more that I focus,
the more you drop your own perceptions, your protections, your own ways. The more you drop, more you're able to be who I am. And at the same time, you recognize yourself, who you are.
It's interesting. I keep reminding myself throughout the day that I need to go into my heart for that thought or that question because that wasn't a good thought. And I mean, it's like remembering to be calmer and to move inside more.
You don't need to. You don't need to remind yourself. You don't need to change when you want to connect or you're sitting in a meeting. You don't need to change. That is the actually main reason the person created the wall. Because person thinks this is not acceptable. And in this, everything is acceptable. Because that's why you're here. You want to face yourself. You don't want to put a curtain on your face.
Yes, I understand that, but I feel like it comes to me as an awareness that that's kind of a part of me that I want to soften, and so it's just that gentle reminder that if I come from my heart and not just out of my unthinking mind sometimes, that I will have a better just feeling in general that my day, my life will just move along where I feel happier. I'm not trying to really stop anything. I think it's just an awareness. Is that how I should be looking at it then?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. The way you are, it's okay.
It's okay.
You just need to just sit back and be in that part of yours.
Mm-hmm.
And more you, without changing it, as is when you go back in you, and the recognition of that part of you, it's just, you don't need to change. So you can be in it. Okay. And if you change it, you cannot be in it. Then you're just staying in your perception instead of whoever you are. It can be whoever you are. It can be just full with issues or walls or anything. It's okay. You don't need to change. So that's how you can learn to go back as is in that area. And that area can be more naked in you.
Right.
And can be dropped out.
Okay. Thank you.
I just been finding this, woke up this morning just really thinking about wanting that innocence of that childlike innocence. And I'm just, I think Phyllis, the questions she asked partially answered what I was going to ask about, just keeping it really simple between the meetings and what practices we can have to, keep it really simple and yet continue on the path and discover more of that joyful innocence of a child. It was interesting when I went for my walk this morning. First I saw a little girl sitting on a step and she was reading her coloring book and singing, and then I saw another little girl prancing along ready to go to school all dressed up to the nines, and I thought, I don't usually see little girls doing this. So I think we start thinking about things and they're right there and showing us, and so maybe I'm answering my own question. It's in our intention, and
but yes, at the same time you connect in you that way. So if you just are more connecting outward of you, and then you'll just create many things like that. And that's still stepping out from your innocence and participate in the innocence. Being in the innocence is in you.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Gurpreet, so much for your lovely teaching. I have a question. I've been here 3 weeks, and I'm not looking back in 3 weeks. Excuse me. I didn't try to do that, but it's just happening itself.
Yes.
Yeah. And for next 3 weeks, when I'm going to meet you in Toronto, I have, as awareness, I know I can keep it up, but I still want to know how I really keep myself really grounded, really deep.
Keep liking the change in you. Keep liking that little newness in you, instead of hold on to that part of yours. It's just like, that's what I told you in the connection. Lay your head in it. Lay your head in it. You don't want it, anything from it. But you just simply being in it and not making anything out from it.
Yes, everything is new for me last 3 weeks than last 4 years actually. It's amazing.
Because a person continue change.
Yes.
This change is not gonna, like, you're not gonna be in this stage all the time. Because in the future you change more. It's just like the amount you allow. That allowing is sometimes the person does not really recognize. Because allowing is like you're wanting or you're working hands, it's just like a drops, and you allow naturally.
Yeah, I don't even know I'm allowing it. Yeah. It's like, I'm aware of the mind creation. Last night I was really aware. Something came up and I just saw it clearly and I didn't touch it. I didn't go into it. And it was amazing. It just gone. I was watching it. So there's another question I want to ask you, because I used to do a lot of meditation, and in that meditation I learned a lot of witnessing. And this seeing is like witnessing. I know it's different a little bit. It's witnessing, I touch it. I want it, like it's my own. But seeing is not my own. I know that much different, but I still want to know from you.
And you trust yourself. You trust even the little bit you know, even the tiny little bit you know, you trust that much. That's how you learn how to trust within you. It's okay if you make a mistake. It's just fine.
There's a lot of trust happening inside me. Is trusting you, actually, your teaching. Trusting your teaching so much. And that's bringing a lot of trust in me right now.
Yeah, but that's what you're saying. What you are saying, you trust that part in you.
So leave the witnessing alone. I know it's a mind stuff, because I used to do that. Yes. Thank you so much. I love you so much. I'll miss you next 3 weeks. You know all of that. Thank you, Gurpreet.
Hi, Gurpreet. I have a very practical question, and that is what I'm basically faced with is I feel how valuable the retreats are, and the staying 10 days is very expensive for some people, especially new people coming in. They may not see the value yet. People who have been around maybe 4 years, they can see the growth and all that. But for people that are new, when you're faced with, well, I can't afford it, or my job's interfering, even myself, I'm faced with those questions right now. Even though I want to come to the next retreat in Toronto, I'm facing like 5 days away with no pay, having to deal with going into my boss's office and asking if I can take another 5 days off, and I've been off for so many days because I'm going to retreats, and also the money issues that are coming up. And I know these are all things that are coming in front of me, but even coming to Kelowna, I basically just opened myself up to it, and it happened. But my trust level right now is very weak. But I want to continue that. I want to continue coming to the retreats because I know there's strength in the retreats. I know I'm changing faster that way. Can you address that, please, for myself, for who's new, as well for people we invite to the meetings later on?
It's like instead of you focus on all the retreats I'm going to attend, you focus on just a little bit, the one step at a time. Because if you're focusing on, I want to attend all the meetings, all the retreats, I'm going to travel and this and that, and that itself is putting you in the fear and the issue. And if you, is that one is just like this way, and you're overpowering yourself. And if you take a little step at a time and be so honest with that step, and so willing to move forward, and everything comes.
Right, so that's what happened basically for this Kelowna trip, is that I basically
it's
laid
like,
back.
Yes,
And
this is how you learn. You just learn how I came here, how does it happen here, how I can move. It's like that little step is for you to move next one, not for you to focus on what's gonna happen or things like that. Because with a little step you learn everything more sober way and more natural way, and you strengthen yourself that way, and this way you weaken yourself in a way because you're just focusing on too much.
Can I just ask another quick question for beginners that are coming into the room? Is should we sort of let them know what the gaze is about, why that gaze happens at the beginning of a meeting and after the meeting? What is actually happening that you're doing that so that they can feel comfortable?
It's when I'm
I'm a beginner.
It's in the beginning, I used to bring people down in their heart. It's like I'm connecting with each of one, and the people are usually so much in their head. And every time I used to gauge in the very beginning, and I used to bring them down. It's from their head to bringing it down. And that used to help a lot for them to settle down in the meeting. Yeah, and because otherwise the people so much in their head. And I used to notice, it used to help people and to bring them down in their heart. And with a little few second connection.
Yeah, I just wanted to have that clarified for me because I thought that was the way it is, but I just wanted to get
also more now is more like energy, like it's like a people receiving something from me. Yeah, and some people, they do notice even in a tiny little connection for a few seconds, and something really open up in them in a very quick way. And it happened to many people. And it's not like I have to do, or it's just I just choose. It's good that way, and when I hear from the people, it really helps them too. Like sometimes they don't see in the whole meeting, but just little looking, and then they say, "Oh, yeah, something happened." Yeah.
Yeah, I have another question very quickly, but I'm scared to actually ask this question, so not to offend anyone. But I've been to several meetings where, and I really appreciate the Punjabi language, and now actually getting very comfortable. When I'm in a car with people who speak the Punjabi language, I don't feel offended. But when newcomers come in, they might feel very offended if they're paying money to hear that people are actually speaking Punjabi. As much as it is a lovely language and they feel comfortable, people come away feeling that as if they've been rejected from the meeting. So I know this is a very delicate question to ask, but it's a necessary question for me.
It's some people, when they are born with that mother tongue, and they find some parts are very difficult for them to express. And some people we have, like even my own mom and a couple more people, they don't know English, and they sit in the meeting, they don't understand a single word. And for them, I have to speak their own language, and then they speak their own language. And but most of the people, they speak because of the people. Lots of people don't understand. And even they still have some difficulties, some people speaking English, and even including myself, like I'm coming from that different language, but we are choosing to choose a language which most of the people can understand. But we do respect that, yeah, and we also need to respect who doesn't, yeah. So that's why everybody we need to be more open, more accepting, and be okay.
Yeah.
Be okay.
I think that's what I felt, but I just wanted to sort of bring it out because it was something that
Yes.
was in me that
Yes.
I felt everyone needed to sort of hear and to understand it, that it does affect the new people coming in that don't understand the Punjabi language.
No, that's why we choose to speak English, and mostly it is English.
Yes.
And it's just some difficulties some people have, and that's why they do choose to. Yeah.
Behind. Minu.
Thank you, Guruji. My question is a really curious one. When I'm sitting, even in the connection or not in the connection, sometimes just the tears flow down, and sometimes I don't even understand what's happening. But when I see tears coming down from your eyes down to the cheeks and down, what does that mean?
It's when people are melting, and sometimes it's all they're coming from such a deep touch, and then because I'm connecting with that person, and that tear comes also in my eyes. And the people sometimes when they find themselves having tears, and they're just crying for no reason, but that is for them is melting inside. They're melting. They don't understand though, but it's I call it, it's a melting part is happening. Yeah.
Thank you.
Gurpreet, I hear so many times that truth is fearless. And I was just wondering, on this path as we are going, and when you reach home, how is the person there? Is it total fearlessness there, or there's what happened to our fears that I'm going through right now?
It's like instead of asking what it's gonna be like, you just stay with a little bit what you are now. Because if you're asking what it's gonna be like, then your focus is gonna be on that. I will be free, and then you will be wanting to be free instead of the true way of being what you are experiencing now within you.
It was just a lot of fears inside, and
Yes,
it was
it's coming up now.
and it came to me like truth is fearless, so what's going to happen?
But that is also your perception or your belief about
Yes,
the truth.
yes.
It's not real. It's not real until you are there. So you don't, that's what I keep telling everybody, don't stick with the beliefs. You just be with a little bit and be so honest with a little bit. That will lead you to the next step. So that step you know, and then next step you know. Little by little you know. If you want to know, then you're still in the wanting. You're wanting to be free yourself from the fears. You're wanting to be free from the wants and need, at the same time wanting. And so you just be so honestly learn how to be in the little bit.
Thank you.
Hello, Gurpreet. I would like to ask that in a connection,
so many times you say include yourself or accept yourself. So I have some ideas, but I want to be more clear on it. Would you mind, please? To tell?
Including is like you stay open to see what more is lacking in you.
Okay.
So you include your weaknesses, more issues. Through the issues you can see your weaknesses.
Okay. And what about to include others?
The others are showing you
Okay.
what you have in you.
So that's what it is. Okay. Thank you so much.
It's okay, well, it's okay.
This is the first time I came out of my house, and as Angelina said, she was talking about money issues. My issue was how to get away from my family, and they were asking me, why you have to go when Gurpreet is come here every other month? So what difference you are going to learn from her if you go away from home? And that time I was also in my heart part of that question, and I couldn't answer. But now I'm here. My heart knows, but I still won't be able to tell them.
It is difficult for the people to answer the questions to the family members because they don't really know what is happening, and you also cannot really express what is happening in you. So this is very natural. You cannot, even if you give them an answer, it's not going to satisfy them. But your way of being is going to tell them inside of them too. Like there is something happening. And you already know that part in you is helping already other people in you, in your family. But they don't understand and you don't understand. Yeah. But that little bit part, what is they're beginning to see and you beginning to see, you trust that part in you and try to answer from that part little by little.
Thank you. I'll be leaving in a few minutes, but my heart will be in everybody's feet. Thank you.
No, it does. كده نقدر وانت كويس كده जो भी जनरल पूछना तो कुछ आए
Thank you. Somebody asked about melting. It's the person that's melting? Second question.
It's like person is melting and also inner self is softening. It's like it's a happening like which you don't understand, but you really at the same time you in a way you so like it in your heart. It's like wow, it amazes you, but yes, the mind don't understand.
Second thing I'd like to know, this whole retreat has been about smallness, lessness. What can I do, or what can we do to incorporate smallness out of the meeting rooms in our daily lives, in little ways?
Because everybody when they go back in their home, like the little issues, even around the house or even they pop up in them, and instead of right away go in the defense, just go in the issue, like that it is me somehow, which I don't understand yet, but I like to go much deeper in it in order to see. So then you keep going inside of the issue instead of participating in the issue. That being in that issue, if you take more and more deeper, it solves take you much deep inside of you, and as well in the feet of other person, then that way the smallness is happening in you.
So keep the learning in front
Always.
always. Thank you.
Hi. Well, I am brand new, and so I came to your very first session. I stayed part of the time, but I had to go. I really did not understand what was happening. I could see that you were making a connection with the people who were asking you things. But what I would like to know is to what it is that you are exactly connecting, thank you, to what it is that you are exactly connecting in them. How, first of all, how did you begin your path to be somebody who can lead other people to their own truth? And then, to what is it that you are connecting with them that you know what they need to do in order to reach their own truth?
I also learn about it through the master, through the presence, and I do know how much it helps people to see their own self, the created self. And because of it's so hard to see their own created self, so it's easy if somebody already there and it able to show you.